Bill O'Reilly here. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Coming up next, the news with Mike Slater.
Thank you, Bill. It is Tuesday, May 16th, 2023. Here's what's happening today in America. A Marine hero or murderer? Biden, very vindictive against Alabama. The Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition, desperate for attention. And so is CNN, hitting an all-time ratings low. That's all coming up, and then Bill O'Reilly will be here with your message of the day. But first, Daniel Penny, the Marine who is charged with second-degree manslaughter for subduing and, well, he's accused of killing Jordan Neely on the New York City subway. The left is using this to whip up a race riot. Well, Ron DeSantis wrote out a tweet, "We must defeat the Soros-funded DAs, stop the left's pro-criminal agenda, and take back the streets for law-abiding citizens. We stand with good Samaritans like Daniel Penny. Let's show this Marine that America's got his back." And then he linked to a GiveSendGo.com account. It's like GoFundMe, but not woke. And it's already well over $2 million. Now, I share this because Sunny Houston or Host or whatever, one of the ladies on The View, used the classic line that you are going to hear all the time. She said, "What scares me about Ron DeSantis is that he offers Trumpism without Trump." If DeSantis becomes the nominee, whether it's this time or next election or whatever, you will constantly hear from the left that DeSantis is worse than Trump because he actually believes it. The federal government was going to move U.S. Space Command's headquarters to Alabama. But now word is that the Biden administration may block that because of Alabama's abortion laws. Trump decided to move Space Command headquarters from Colorado to Huntsville, Alabama. The Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition is featuring a transgendered person. This is the second, man to be in the edition. Also, Petrus is a singer. She is in there too. She recently did a performance with non-binary Sam Smith for the song Unholy, and it was this big Satan-themed thing. It was very shocking. Ooh. And Martha Stewart is also in the latest edition. Martha was a model with Ford Models when she was 15. Now she's 81, the oldest woman to be in the swimsuit edition, beating the previous oldest woman, Elon Musk's mom, when she was 74. I guess they got to get attention somehow. CNN is in the midst of their massive overhaul, they say. Their shows on Friday averaged 335,000 viewers from 8 to 11 p.m. That's below Newsmax. Having Trump and their town hall last week seems like it ticked off their remaining left-wing base now, too. So now no one's watching CNN. I'm Mike Slater, Bill O'Reilly with your message of the day. Next.
If you own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles and have an auto warranty about to expire or have no warranty at all, listen up. Car Shield has a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that's now available to the public. Save on out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. So please call Car Shield now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. 800-925-7584 for a free quote. This protection plan is at an all-time low in price. Drivers who activate the vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing and car rental options at no additional cost. So please call for your free quote, 800-925-7584, 800-925-7584. Hey, what do you have to lose? 800-925-7584. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. On this Tuesday, predictably, CNN continues to get hammered for giving Donald Trump airtime last week. But there is more to this situation than most Americans realize. As soon as CNN announced the town hall in New Hampshire, the well-organized far left began its campaign. Trump should not be allowed to speak on television. He should be canceled forever. The usual suspects disseminated that totalitarian point of view and then immediately formulated the after-party strategy. No matter how the town hall turned out, it would be portrayed as heinous, hideous, and hapless. And CNN would also be ridiculed to send a message to any other media organization that might invite Donald Trump to appear. CNN should have anticipated all that, but it did not. The left disqualifies the former president because they hate him. He tells lies, so he should be shunned. The CNN moderator, Caitlin Collins, is a talented broadcaster, but played right into the radical narrative by asking about the 2020 election. Did Ms. Collins actually believe Donald Trump would repudiate his rigged mantra? So why bother to ask that? Discuss issues. But no, CNN whacked itself in the head and the bleeding continues. In this brutal political climate, anticipating carnage is absolutely imperative. I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. You can reach me, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, name and town if you wish to opine. Now let's go to the mail. Barbara, concierge member, your report on the town hall was good as a contrast to what I listened to on Fox and CNN. Although I understand the desire to teach someone who has talent, I have had success because of talented students. I fail to see the CNN moderator's talent as you do. Okay. I mean, she's 31 years old. I think Caitlin Collins has great potential. I mean, you can disagree, but I'm in the business. Glenda, proud of you, Bill. I was upset when you disappeared from Fox. As soon as you started the No Spin News, I joined up. I knew you would be a huge success, and we have been the most successful independent news agency in the world. Thank you. Because of you, you watchers, you listeners on the radio, absolutely, I couldn't possibly have done this without you. Philip Schultz, Reno, Nevada. Today you stated to a viewer, O'Reilly, that the president and vice president are not even in the same building. When I visited the West Wing when Ronald Reagan was president, Bush's office was just down the hall. Yeah, he can have an office there, but the main vice presidential office is in the old executive office building and has been, I think, for more than 100 years. So that's where the vice president is, but they can have an office in the West Wing. Gerald Zangerli, Cuero, Texas, with respect to CNN Town Hall, appears key motivation for CNN is to host the forum was a ratings bump and make Trump look as toxic as possible. Well, obviously they got the ratings bump, but it was just one day. Toxic, I can't really argue. I mean, they didn't want to make him look good, but in a moment, something you might not know. The chairman of the Fed is promising more pain ahead. Last year, stocks dropped 20%, and this year could be worse. You are right to be worried. So please call the only precious metal dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. They'll show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Since I have been a client and spokesperson, the price of gold has appreciated more than 35%. So please call today and they'll have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they will give you up to $5,000 of free silver on your first order. Please call 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD GOLD to 65532. Again, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Now the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. 48 years ago today, a 35-year-old woman from Japan became the first female to reach the summit of Mount Everest. Most who attempt to scale to the top fail or die trying. Here is the story of the world's deadliest mountain. Everest was first conquered by New Zealander Edmund Hillary in 1953. Since then, thousands have tried to reach the highest peak on the planet. On May 16, 1975, female climber Junko Tebe became the first female to accomplish the task. For 5 minutes, she enjoyed the most isolated and dangerous location on Earth. Here are the stats. The top of Mount Everest reaches 29,000 feet, the same altitude as the average commercial airline flight. The oxygen level just 33% compared to air on the ground. The typical temperature is 5 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit. Average wind exceeds 70 miles an hour at all times. A person without supplemental oxygen tanks will lose consciousness on Mount Everest in 90 seconds. They will freeze to death within 15 minutes. For those thinking of scaling the mountain, here's what it takes. Climbers undergo rigorous training for 2 months in Tibet, where they acclimate to high altitudes. After another 2 weeks at base camp, the journey begins. The trek to the top takes 4 days, another 2 days to descend. Total cost, $50,000 a climber. Ascending Everest is the most dangerous sport in history. Fewer than a third succeed. Between 5 and 10% perish on the climb. And here's something else you might not know. The location of Mount Everest is so remote, it's impossible to remove the bodies of dead climbers. In total, more than 400 people have died on the mountain. May they rest in peace. Back after this.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention veterans, active duty military, civilians, and contractors. If you were issued earplugs between 1999 and 2015 and were diagnosed with hearing loss or ringing in the ears, you may be entitled to compensation. The manufacturer of these military earplugs recently paid $9.1 million to resolve claims that their earplugs were defective, potentially exposing service members to damaging sound levels that could have resulted in hearing loss or tinnitus. If you or a loved one were issued earplugs and were diagnosed with tinnitus or hearing loss, don't wait. You fought for this country, and our attorneys want to fight for you. Call 800-687-1936 now for a free legal consultation and to see if you may be eligible to file a claim. Time restrictions may apply, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. So call 800-687-1936 now. Again, 800-687-1936. That's 800-687-1936.
Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.